They all want to fight us.
They look like it.
They do look like it, don't they?
Look, some have like pom-poms on there.
Can we go see them? They don't like us. They're running. What's up, guys? Hi. Happy Sunday. I hope you had a good week. Starting this a little different because I have what people in the biz refer to as acquisitions that I wanted to talk about. Yesterday was a open studio tour. I've got my acting coach right next to me, knitting. Doesn't want to be on the camera, hasn't showered yet, smells funny. But we went to an open studio tour. We went to a couple of farms, and the first one being Avalon Springs Farm.
Karen.
A lady by the name of Karen and her husband, who is awesome. He's in the construction industry, and we sat outside and had a couple of road sodas and talked construction and cranes and roofing and live roofs and stuff like that, while the wife got to go into yarn heaven. But it was very special for me because I got to meet one of my favorite people again since before the world went to shit. Emily Camelin.
I don't know if that's how it's pronounced.
She showed up, and she had a couple of hides that she had taken to a tanner. She had some wool from her sheep, and we got to get silly and talk and joke and have fun. There'll be a little video in here with some chickens and some goats from that farm. Angora goats. She does all the shearing for them, and so I guess I've talked to you guys about my little journey in this whole little fiber world, how it all started with being dragged to a bunch of festivals, and at the time I didn't care about any of that. So we would go to like Maryland Sheep and Wool and the Alpaca Festival, and we would always set up at this one little spot and put like a blanket down, and Emily would do shearing demonstrations. So I quickly found out what all there was for me in the at those kind of things, and I found a sangria lady, and I knew if I went to one spot I could watch this like jacked girl shear sheep all day. So I would just get sangria drunk and watch this girl just
Do her thing.
Shear sheep like non-stop, usually in a tank top, and her like she's, dude, it's a physical thing. But I now have a lot more than just watching in a field. She has come together with a partner of hers. I'm very excited. And they have started the Maryland Lamb Co-op. So I'm a carnivore. I enjoy eating meat. I love lamb. I sounded like the guy from Anchorman. I love lamb. But let me tell you a couple of things about it. So this is a co-op, so it's two farms together. Emily has Airy Farm East that she runs with her husband, Kevin, and her daughter, Lydia, who I got to meet yesterday, who is like they took Emily and put her in a copy machine, and then out came Lydia.
Yeah.
Like, she is jacked, and she calls herself the farm manager. So Emily is the owner. Well, Emily and Kevin, but Lydia is the manager. And that girl don't take no crap. I thought at one point I made a I was mean. I made a funny, and she did not find it funny, and I thought she was going to charge me. I was trying to figure out if I had a shiv in my pocket or something to defend myself. I didn't. If she would have gone for it, she would have took me. No questions asked. But they have two different types of lambs on each farm. Emily has hold on, wait for it. It's a Cheviot lambs, and then the other part of the co-op is a family called they have Blue Land Farm, Dan and Meredith Knoll, and they have 4 children that help them do it, and they specialize in raising high quality blue-faced Leicester sheep for both meat and wool, and they also do pasture raised eggs and pasture beef. They pride themselves on being, wait for it. Meredith and Emily were chatting one night about a lack of transparency in the industry and food systems. They decided to start their own co-op to sell and market high-quality Maryland lamb. They pride themselves in raising lambs locally and sustainably. They want to take customers from pasture to plate in a very open and interactive journey. Their co-op is women-focused and run. They are interested in fostering good food, a spirit of community, and environmental stewardship. Their ultimate goal is to leave their world just a little better than they found it. So they have a really good website called marylandlamb.com. The site has recipes. There's bundle boxes. I did text her this morning to find out if they ship, because I know a lot of you guys don't live in Maryland right now. They don't. They are working on, if you're local in Maryland, Emily will throw you some meat in her Sprinter van thing and bring it to you, because she's Emily. Yeah. They are working on something to get a little bit further, but as of right now, man, to keep that quality where it needs to be, and to keep their goals in mind, you got to pick it up here. So I might be showing you something that you can't ever get.
But people could look in their area for maybe other co-ops that do this too.
Right.
So that might be a plausible thing. So,
right.
All right, go ahead with your unboxing. Sorry.
All righty, man. So let's see what we got here. I haven't seen it yet. She met me in a storm yesterday and brought me this box. Oh. So I just went for chops so far because my family doesn't enjoy lamb. So I have, holy moly, I have 6 chops of lamb, Maryland Lamb Co-op number 2 lamb chops. So I was told that these are the Cheviots. And if you order from them earlier in the year, you get Cheviots. If you order them later in the year, you get the Leicesters, because apparently the meat matures at different times, which is kind of cool. She said by them having 2 different kinds of lamb, that makes it to where they can do it year round. So I'm not gonna pretend to be a farmer, but So look at this, dude. Oh, one of these might go on the smoker today. I'm smoking a ham. No, that would be a waste. I'm not smoking lamb. I'm throwing it on the grill. So they take all the guesswork out. They pay the butcher fees. They don't butcher them themselves. They take them to a local butcher. They pay all that. So there's no like hidden fees or anything when you buy it. If you go on their site, which is marylandlamb.com, there's different like bundles you can buy. So you can buy a bundle of like a couple of chops, a leg, some ground lamb, ribs, stuff like that. Or you can just buy by the cut, or you can buy half or whole lambs. I would love to buy a whole lamb, but we don't have the freezer space for that. But depending on how this goes, this may force me to buy a deep freezer. So for all the guys out there that are being drug to fiber festivals and stuff like that, yarn shows and all that, and you think there's nothing there for you, that it's just for the wife, that's not the case. You just haven't met your people yet. Like, all these people that are raising animals for wool and stuff like that, like, they don't live forever. So you can eat them. But yeah, dude, look at that biggin. That's a biggin. I just showed you that one. Look at that one. Oh my God, I am so hungry. I love lamb. I love lamb. Oh, there's a date on it. 3/22/21. So maybe that's a date. Yeah. So this animal was butchered.
Well, we're assuming
March of this year. I would imagine his name was like Tinky Winky or Bill. But thank you, Emily. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you, Lydia, Mrs. Farm Manager. I absolutely love this. That's a badass sticker too. I want a sticker. And just in case you're wondering, no, this is not a sponsorship. I paid for this. I am just very excited to show you my meat. That
in your crochet pants.
We haven't talked about the crochet pants yet. Hold on. You're jumping ahead. So yeah, man. Yesterday was a fun day. Dude, how awesome would it be if we did get sponsored by them and they're like, we will pay you in meat. Just pimp us out.
We need to.
And it could be like, I could do commercials.
Support our local.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
they're keeping the sheep industry alive and well.
Yeah, man. Farm folks. You show up and they've got poison ivy all over them and stuff like that, and you're like, wow, I didn't think about that part of farming. Because sometimes I'm like, hey man, I want to be a farmer. Like, they show all these cool videos like of animals doing stuff and them doing stuff with the animals and all that, but they don't show you the nitty gritty. You got to meet them in somebody's yard at an open shop for them, and then they're like, yeah, I got poison ivy from the tip of my toes to the top of my nose, and you don't think about that, like what really goes into that. So I'm glad I could show you guys my meat, and let's get back to this. Hi. All right. So, what a week it has been so far. I dyed on Sunday, I believe it was. It is not Sunday, nor Monday, nor Tuesday, nor Wednesday. All I had to do was get the end of this taped and filmed, no, shot on my phone. Dang it, boomer. All right, so usually I'm not already to this step by the time I do it. Usually I have skeins all stretched out to where you can see the whole thing, but one thing I was able to do is label these bad boys already, because I needed to make more labels. I gotta do something here. I mean, the stamp's cool, and people have said that it gives it, I hand do each one of them, and I cut the paper to make the label, and Quill prints these off on the back, and then we have another little label thing. I feel like it's a lot when I could just get a hold of a company and be like, hey, make me a bunch of things. I don't know. I kind of dig it though, because it makes it like us, but the inconsistencies on the label drive me bananas. There will no longer be the ones that come out super light and half of the label's missing. I'd rather have like the outside of the stamp like on there but have the whole thing be black. I was not happy with a couple of the ones that went out. But hey, so this was, since I'm already holding it, this was our kind of a whoopsie. I don't know if I got it on film or not, but not really a whoopsie, but I got done doing another skein, and because I did 3 different colorways last week, and I think I was doing my Pretty Heckin' Twisted, which you'll see in a minute, and I went to go put this yarn in the pan after I had cleaned it all out, and I did something, and all of a sudden I looked down and there's like a little bit of purple or pink or something like that on the yarn, like in one place, and I had I had a hella concentrated black that I was doing little squirties with, so I had that already mixed, and before my brain could even make a decision, my arm went and just dumped all the black in the pan, and I was like, we'll figure it out from there. I kind of dig what I got though, because I was like, all right, I got just a bunch of black on there, and I came in with the frozen blue and the sour apple green, and I actually enjoy it, man. I really do. Like there's some cool little stuff going on there with the frozen. I did do a little bit of, did I do any speckling? I don't think I did any speckling, and I just happened to get that. I just kind of mushed it around in the pan. I've named this one Abyss. Actually Quill came up with that name, but I kind of like it. The frozen blue and the sour apple go good together. The black kind of dulls it down to where it's not like super bright. It smells good. So yeah, this is Abyss. That one is done, and this one here, this is, oh, that was the Knit Picks fingering, stroll fingering. This is the last of my alpaca gold that I got. 20% nylon. Wait, 60% superwash merino, 20% superfine alpaca, 20% nylon, 437 yards. So, if you guys know Miss Teresa, I know I did post a picture on my Instagram with my wife, and quite a few people pointed out to this and even shared the picture and were like, get out of the way, stupid people, we need to see what's behind you. So Miss Teresa from Pretty Twisted Yarns when she first opened her shop, she did a Boh Dyes self-striping yarn colorway. And I wanted to try to do something in my little style, because I've not tried self-striping yarn yet, but that kind of matches her logo, and I think I did okay. I did, if you've seen her logo, it's got the, who was it? Lock Knits, I think, who is a fiber artist slash tattoo artist, did her logo, and she's got the one logo, and it's got the sticks through it, the needles through it, and then it's got the little skulls on it. But I wanted to do all the little colors from her thing, and then I kind of went through. She's got like black stripes because she's got, I mean, it's self-striping yarn, which I don't do. So I went through with my little syringe, and after I did all the speckling and all that good stuff, I just went through with the syringe and tried to make like stripy things. I think it turned out pretty rad. I don't think it's a total embarrassment to her brand. I hope, at least. And this one's named Pretty Heckin' Twisted. So Teresa has been a wonderful journey to follow. If you haven't been following, she's got the Pretty Twisted podcast. She does all self-striping yarn, and one skein at a time, man. Like, she does it in the little mason jars, in a steamer pot. So when you get it, you're getting something that's literally like, she's gonna undo the yarn and then do it on this warping thing to separate it all out, and then she does it each an individual jar. Dude, it's a lot of work for a skein of yarn, but it's pretty rad. I do still have all my canning stuff. I should try it, but I don't have a way to, I don't have the warping thing, the warping mill thing. I've seen videos where people will literally stretch out their kitchen chairs in the living room and wrap it all around there to do the same kind of thing. Haven't tried that yet. But, so yeah, this is Pretty Heckin' Twisted. Teresa, you will be getting one of these. I'm not going to bite your style without sending you one, so, or not bite your style. It's definitely not your style. Hopefully it's at least up to your standards. But biting your little logo. This is my little dedication to you, man. So, I still don't think it's as cool as the Boh Dyes colorway. And then we have this. This was fun. I had fun with this. Like, it kinda has like vibes of the Copperhead Road that I did, but this one is the day before I died. On Saturday, we went to that fiber open house thing, and I told you about Emily, and Emily's awesome, and she had a bunch of bags of fleece from her sheep or lamb or goats. Sheep, something. And then she had a bunch of hides that I wish I would have bought that dadgum deer hide. I wanted it. But I kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it, the bags of fleece, but it was like raw fleece. They would have to go to like a fiber mill or something like that, or it would need tools that we didn't have to make it into a thing. So I wanted to make a colorway. This is called Emily's Fleece. It is a DK weight superwash merino, 246 yards, 100 grams. I know the thicker yarns haven't been doing very good for me early in the year, but Quill keeps saying it's hot, it's summer. Nobody's gonna be buying like DKs and worsted this time of year. But I had it, and I think I made it look like what I was seeing in the little bags. So this was fun though. It's been a long time since I did a three colorway day. For those of you that got into the fun last week, I also did the labeled up the ones from last week as well. This is how the Careless Whisper turned out. That's on fingering. There we go. And then for those of you guys that played the game, this here is called Meller Yeller. So yeah, I think that one was pretty cool. We got some cool suggestions on it, but the majority said Meller Yeller. So I don't know, I feel like it could be sponsored by Ricky Bobby or something like that. It reminds me of what's that old movie, Days of Thunder, with Tom Cruise, where he was a race car driver, and the whole movie ended with them foot racing for some reason, with a slow motion stop at the end, and then it was like Days of Thunder credits. But yeah, that turned out pretty groovy. We do still have some Frisco Daydream left up in the shop. See that label? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Fire your quality control department. This won't be happening again. We still have some of that left. Let's see. We still have this left. The Daydream. We have 2 of these left, I think. But that's, Quill keeps saying, because I was gonna try to redo it or something, because in case anybody didn't like it or it just sucked. But Quill said, hold off, it's worth the wait, that'll pick up in the fall. Yeah. Oh, and we do still have 2 of these left. The In Blooms. So, that label, man, unacceptable. So, other than that, it's been a crazy week. I will not be putting out an episode this weekend unless I just talk myself into taking my dye stuff with us. We're going camping. We're going to a place called Mannheim, Pennsylvania, to a campground called Dutch Country something or other. We're going to be up in Amish land. Lancaster is like the epicenter of all the Amish stuff. I've never actually been to Mannheim. All I know is the Mannheim Auto Auction is up there, which I don't really care about. But I hope to see some cool Amish stuff. More importantly, I hope to have a nice, relaxing weekend without my work phone going crazy. That's what I'm really going for. Okay. If you're squeamish, I got a funny story, but you might want to turn it off now. I'll give you a minute to go ahead and hit stop, because it's freaking gross, man. I don't know if you guys noticed, last week I said I was nursing an injury. It wasn't so much an injury as a situation, but and it's kind of gross. I ended up with a sebaceous cyst. Yeah, and I didn't know what was going on. We were camping on 4th of July, and all of a sudden it arrived in full force. And this wonderful little thing happened to be right where my leg meets my naughty bits. It has been miserable. It's been 187 degrees every single day. Been out building cranes, fixing cranes, doing all this stuff with cranes, and 187 degrees, 400% humidity. I've been walking like a cartoon cowboy with like bow legs as far as they'll like. Well, I went to the doctor on Monday, and we have a doctor. My wife and I have the same doctor. Like, I had a nurse practitioner that I really digged because I was like, you do more work than a doctor anyway. You're like, yeah, I want you. But she ended up leaving, and they just gave me this guy. Quill got stuck with him too. He's got the bedside manner of a of like a coffee cup. So where I'm in the doctor's, I'm like, I hope they can give me like some antibiotics or something to make this thing go away. A lot of people had told me I'm probably gonna have to get it, which I was not looking forward to. So you know how it is when you go to the doctor. They're like, okay, doctor will be in a little bit. Drop your britches, put on this little paper cloth, and wait. I don't do good with doctors. I know this is stupid. Yes, I am one of those tattooed folk that is terrified of needles. You're never gonna convince me that a tattoo gun is a needle, even though I know it is, but it's different, right? So homeboy comes in. I'm already feeling a little vulnerable because I know this man's about to see some things, right? So he walks in and he's like, all right, man, let me see what you got going on. He's like, I don't know where it is. I was like, well, it's kind of in my naughty bits. And he's like, oh, okay, spread them. I'm like, all right. So I like spread it and I show it to him or whatever. And this dude has hands like bear paws, and the first thing he does, no warning, no words, no nothing, is he goes and squeezes the crap out of it, and I'm like, and immediately I look down at it, and like it had a bunch of crap coming out of it. Gross. Told you it was gross. And I was like, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. That's it? That's all you're gonna say to me? I'm sorry, man. So he's like, yeah, we gotta get that thing out of there. And I was like, no, man, it's cool. You got to open it up. I might be able to like do some things, fiddle with it, like get it to go down. Can you give me like some antibiotics? He's like, no, it's got to come out, man. He's like, if I give you antibiotics, it'll go down, but it'll come back up again. There's no way. We gotta get out of there. And I'm like, at that point, I'm starting to get tingly. And he's like, let me go get my kit. And he goes and gets his kit, and he comes back with like a little, the thing that I carry to the shower at the campgrounds that has like shampoo and conditioner in it. But this had like tools of destruction in it. And he's like, well, we're going to try to freeze it first. And he had this spray, and he like sprayed me with it. He's like, all right, man, we're going to have to give you we're going to numb it. And I was like, how are you going to numb it? And he's like, well, we're going to have to give you a shot. It'll sting, it'll sting, and then it'll burn. And I'm like, don't do good with shots. And then he immediately pulls that out with a scalpel. And I'm like, I think I'm going to go out, doc. And he's like, oh, no, you'll be fine. He's like, lay on back. So I lay back, and then, and like I felt the burn, and I don't think he even gave it time to like kick in, and I felt that scalpel hit me, and the next thing I know, I hear, Mr. Boland, your boy passed the F out cold, like just Apparently I was snoring real loud, and I had no clue where I was, what was going on, what was happening. But dude, it is gone. Yes, thank you. Like, I haven't tried it yet, but I mean, well, I have skipped. I can skip. I can walk with my legs like in a normal fashion. And I haven't tried it yet, but I'm pretty sure I could do some cartwheels, maybe a round off. I ain't getting no fancier than that. I'm 42 years old. I'm not trying to break anything, but yeah, it has been a week. So yeah, if you're not completely grossed out at this point, I'm just like happy as can be that I can walk again. Dude, that was not fun. It was the size of 2 quarters, like next to each other. So, yeah. All right, that's my naughty bits story that you didn't want to hear, and you were told against your will. It's kind of like the Kardashians. Have you ever thought every single thing you know about the Kardashians was information that was given to you against your will? So here's my naughty Kardashian story. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. We're almost TGIF and kitty cat. And I hope you're good to yourselves, man. You should treat yourself this weekend. You should make something cool. You should have a little bit of me time. Oh, dude. So we are going to, I don't know if I told you at the beginning of this, Ohio. I've never been to Ohio in my life. We're going to a fiber festival in Rock Springs, Ohio, I think is what it's called. And my wife is gonna make me them granny square britches, and I put it out, and dude, it's been nonstop with people. People are making me squares to put in my patchwork granny square. They're gonna be bright. They're gonna be that, like, I've got stuff coming from overseas. Lady in Italy, a lady in England. I've got granny squares with like weed leaves and mushrooms from people. I've got granny squares with like pentagrams from other people. Like, it's awesome how everybody's like putting their style into them. I've got some beautiful ones. I've got, oh my god, I am so excited to hit the post and see like what's starting to come. So it's I'm very excited, and my wife's gonna make them for me. They're gonna be bell bottoms, and I'm gonna look like an absolute idiot in Ohio. But what are my chances? I've gone 42 years without ever seeing Ohio. I'm never gonna see those people again, probably. Maybe I might get to Ohio and be like, man, this is great, I should move here. But I can't be that far from the water. I'm gonna die on the East Coast. I've been from Florida to Maine. The Atlantic Ocean calls my name. I have to be somewhere near it within. I'm actually the furthest away from the ocean now, at like 2.5 hours than I've ever been. I mean, we've got the bay right here, but to go to the actual beach is like 2.5 hours. So, yeah. So anyways, be good to yourselves. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for blowing my mind with the, I thought maybe I'd get like 4 or 5. And dude, I think I've got like 25 or something. I don't know. I think we need like 40 in order to do like a whole pair of britches, but it is going to be awesome. So have a great week, and I'll see you soon.
Well, one of them is going to
That chicken likes methamphetamines.
Used to be
We got roosters over there. Cock-a-doodle-doo.